Now, the Finance Minister, Tito Mboweni, and his deputy, David Masondo, were a no-show in Parliament today. National Treasury was expected to brief Parliament's Standing Committee on Finance about the report from the PIC Commission of Inquiry. But the minister wasn't present, prompting the committee to reschedule. Our reporter Heidi Jokos has been following that one, and she joins us now. Hello, Heidi. So, Mboweni was a no-show in Parliament. He, I think, requested to be part of this investigation into the PIC report and what next to do. Why didn't he pitch?
Exactly, and I think that's what's angered the committee, given the fact that the Finance Minister actually sent a letter to the committee in July this year saying that he wants to be part of the meeting with the Standing Committee on Finance to discuss the PIC report that was released in March to the President, to discuss those recommendations. And the Finance Minister, Tito Mboweni, together with his deputy, did not pitch for that meeting. So you have a situation where the committee does not know what to do, does not know why the Finance Minister did not pitch. We understand that a letter was sent to the committee the night before to say that they will not be attending. But the committee is saying that's not good enough. A report was released in March and those recommendations need to be implemented. And there needs to be some indication as to what government's stance is or what government's position is when it comes to that report, what those recommendations mean and whether or not certain recommendations within that report will be sent to the NPA for further investigations.
Right, so the committee's now got to reschedule. I would imagine they were not best pleased.
Definitely not pleased, Sally. Also, given the fact that they are pressed for time, you have a situation where we're nearing to the end of the year and the committee wants to make some kind of progress in terms of what this report means, how they move forward, given the fact that you're sitting with thousands of pages from this PIC report. So let's listen to what the chairperson of the committee had to say about the rescheduling of this meeting.
Parliament must be taken very, very, very serious in that regard. The minister, in the letter that he wrote in June, committed himself that he will come and appear before this committee. He made that commitment in writing because there were certain things that he was processing. And we won't benefit as this committee if we don't have the minister appearing, because he gave reasons why that meeting at that time should not continue in his absence. It was him who committed himself and put that in writing.
Now, of course, the probe into the PIC, which you covered extensively, Heidi, that really uncovered a great deal of wrongdoing and a lot of money misspent and a lot of potentially dodgy dealings. Dan Majila, CEO, at the time, it was pretty damning on him, but he has now taken that report to court to challenge it. So where are we with trying to unpack and see some sort of redress for what happened at the PIC?
So what's interesting, Sally, is that the PIC last week, in fact, indicated during a media briefing that they are trying to move forward in terms of implementing certain recommendations, but it is challenging as investigations are ongoing. And they didn't indicate how far they are in terms of investigations with their CEO, which was Dan Machila, but also the CFO, which is Matsepo More, who's still suspended and on full pay. But you have a situation here where the former CEO, Dan Machila, is taking this PIC report to court. He wants the recommendations specifically about him as the CEO and his involvement in certain questionable investments that the PIC was involved in at the time that he was a CEO. He wants those recommendations set aside. So this is why Parliament is adamant that the Finance Minister attends this meeting and indicates what should happen with these recommendations, because they are pending a court case from the former CEO to say these recommendations should be set aside, and he's basically indicated he wants his life back as he's been put at the centre of those wrongdoings and those questionable deals. So the Finance Minister needs to answer as to why he was not there and perhaps attend the rescheduled meeting that the committee is hoping will be possibly tonight or tomorrow.
Yes, and of course, let's not forget a lot of money was spent investigating the Public Investment Corporation, which of course I think is Africa's largest asset manager. It's lots of public money that is invested through the PIC, and a lot of money spent on that Commission of Inquiry. Thank you very much for that update, Heidi Jokos.